In this video, we're taking a first look at Pickaxe, which is an AI workflow builder or chatbot builder. Now, here we are on the home page. As you scroll down, you can have a look at the different capabilities that are available right here. So the first thing is that you can build your own chatbot or wizards. You can customize the look and feel. This is so that you can put it on your own website. You can monetize it, so set up different payment plans for your customers that are using your tools. And lastly, you can monitor the analytics and the capability of the chatbots that you're building. So let's dive a little deeper into this application, and we can see that it's a no-code platform that builds human-in-the-loop AI workflows. What that means is that your end users can use simple forms or chatbots to interact with AI workflows that you've pre-configured with your own prompts. Now, as you scroll down, you'll see there's a bunch of FAQs, but if you're interested in learning any specific capability within Pickaxe after this first video, then check out the playlist that'll be at the end. But moving forward, what we're going to do is work with this first option in creating a Pickaxe, which is the form. So we also have conversational bots, which is a little bit like ChatGPT. Now, the form system is similar to a tool that I use internally called the Agent Workflow Builder. And I use this whenever I'm launching a video. I go through all these different workflow steps. And the one that we're going to look at today is the title ideas. So with this particular form that I've used in the past, I can take a transcript and I can feed in a little bit of information and get a rich YouTube title from it. We'll see if we can do the same thing by clicking on here, and let's get started. Now, when you're in the form builder, you have two areas. The area on the right is what we're building. The area on the left is where we're doing a lot of the configuration. Now, there is the ability to add information on the right as well. So what we're going to do is we'll call this a YouTube title generator. Now, I've just gone to the next page. This has started drawing. So it's taken whatever title you did and come up with a starter image that you might want to work with. If we click on it, we can give it a different prompt. I'm just going to go with this, and I might just call it logo for now. I think that'll be the simplest. And let's see what we get from this. And so it's drawn something which is not very readable. So I think we'll go back to Illustrated. We'll do a generate one more time and see what comes through. And with a little bit of experimentation, we'll go with this one. Now, the next step I want to do is describe what this tool does. And I think the easiest way is if we go and select all the information from the original prompt. And what we'll do is we'll head over to ChatGPT. We've got it pasted in, and we've just got a little turn it into a description sort of capability. And we'll copy all that information. And if we head back over here and paste it in, this 300 character description should be enough to give a basic information to a user about what the tool is going to do. Now, at this point, I want to generate the prompt for this. So if we click over on the prompt menu, you've got both the main prompt for generating the information you want, but we've also got the role. And I'm just going to take a copy of this information. What we'll do is we'll head over to ChatGPT, where I'm just giving it that example we just copied. I've also just asked it to write a role for me. So let's see what it comes up with. And it's going, you are a seasoned YouTube title strategist, SEO, 10 compelling, under 70 characters, etc. Now, I've just mentioned to my own chatbot that this information we currently got is already going to be in the main prompt. So we'll just simplify the role right here, and we'll come back, take a copy of the prompt that we do want to build, what they're calling the prompt frame, and we'll paste that in, and then we'll figure out what we need to change in here. So with my prompt in place, the main change I've done is I've just added a title between each input that I want to have. We've got this URA specialist. We can get rid of that because this information is going to be up in the role, but the rest of the rules are what we can configure over time and find improvements from. Now let's have a look at the model we can choose from. So when you click on this, you're going to see that we are on a free plan and we can pick the GPT-4.1 Nano or the Mini, and it's come with Mini by default, but Nano might also be a great one to work with. Now, I found it a little confusing what was considered Pro and Gold. So we've got this Claude 3 Opus and GPT-4.1 as Pro. Now, when you look at the pricing model, the Pro is actually the top plan. And I would have thought that something like the GPT-3.7 Sonnet might have been something that would appear in the Pro, but you get it in the Gold. So if you do an upgrade to $23 a month, again, there's an affiliate link in the description, you'll be able to select that particular model when you're generating information. Now, at the moment, I've got this 3 areas where I want to put user inputs. And the way you can do it is by adding a user input like this, and you'll see these values. So what we'll do is we'll go under short title, we'll add one there, we'll go under video, topic theme, and we'll go under content highlights. Now, if there's something that you don't want, like this one, we can just come over here and press the delete button. But with that in place, we should go and copy the different titles and make sure it's just nice for the user to read and understand. We'll find content highlights. Now, I think the control is covered by my head at the moment, but to the right is this little short answer. And for the content highlights down here, I'm going to make it long answer. So if I just go and do that and press long answer, this will get a little bit bigger. Gives us access to 1,000 characters of input. What I'd like to do next is test it out. So we can fill in values. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a test prompt. But to get us started, let's work with one I've done in the past. This is that same prompt with some values filled in, and we'll use it as a reference. So I'm going to copy the AI workflows for content creators. I haven't actually done a video in about a month. I've been moving overseas and I've just arrived in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and it's taken me a while to get back up and running with video content. But what we'll do is we'll take all this content highlights that I'd done whenever I did this video, and we'll paste all the information in. And I'm going to click the test prompt. We're currently running the GPT-4.1 Mini. Let's press that. Looks like I went 51 characters over the limit of 1,000. But in the original one, this is the sort of information I had before. And when we look at it over here, it looks like a pretty good list of titles that we can work with. Now, have we used a credit? And the answer is, I don't know. This is the first time I've used this myself. And what we'll do is we'll just jump into Nano and we'll just test the prompt one more time. And AI responds right here. And look, without actually going deep and having a look at them side by side, and this is actually something I wasn't aware of, is that I've lost the output of the previous example. But from here, these are pretty good titles to get started with. Now, before I demonstrate the Pickaxe, I just want to explain a couple of things, including a big problem that I encountered. So the first is, from a cost point of view, the 2 tests that you've seen me do have cost 2 credits. So we've got 48 to go. Now, if you go and have a look at my dashboard at the moment, one of the things that you'll notice is that there are no pickaxes listed. There is a studio. And the reason this happened is that I was configuring the Pickaxe that you just saw in the video, and then I pressed a button, which took me to an information screen, and everything got lost. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the new Pickaxe again. We're going to go in and click on the form, and I'm going to show you a recreation and what not to do. So here we are at the new Pickaxe. Now on a different tab, I've gone and recreated it again. And the reason this all happened, that I lost all the information, is that as you're filling this out, it's not actually being saved. And I was just having a look around down below and I clicked on this more options. And what it did was take me to a different page and I couldn't figure out how to go back. So I pressed the back button and everything was gone. So what we'll do right now is press the publish button, and hopefully what's going to happen is it's now saved. So just be aware that at the moment, there's probably a few changes they need to make to this product to make it a bit more sound. But we now have a YouTube title generator. So we're now on a page where we've got a URL, which would be to our YouTube title generator. We've also got this concept called website, and that's telling us your website is a canvas to hold all your pickaxes. So I think what we can do is just go and open that. And it's opening it in page, not in a new page. So we've got it all listed here. It says home, and we're not seeing our title generator. And what I think that is because of if we go and click on it right here, there's this website unlisted. So what we'll do is we'll say listed right here, and you can't see it because my head is covering it, I think, but we'll go and click back on this and see if that's become available. Yes, it has. We've now got the YouTube title generator, which I can click on, and that should take us to our title generator. If we just go back one more time, we should also be able to click on it by using this button. So if we use this button right here, that actually opened it in a new tab, which was more what I wanted to see happen before. And we can minimize this area and start working with it. Now, it's got the information that I left in. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is go back and edit this so that this is classed as placeholder text. So this is really good. So what we'll do now is we'll test it for real. And what I've got down here is a bunch of videos that I've done in the past. One was when I was recently made redundant, and I did a video on how I'm planning to create a digital AI agency. And so if we move further down in this conversation, we should be able to find a short title that we can work with. So we'll copy that information and we'll just paste it in here. And then we'll copy that information and we'll grab that information and paste it in here. And we're within the limits, which is good to see. And these were the titles that were done at that period of time when I used it in ChatGPT, but we'll just press submit, and there is a see history. So that's something I had an issue with when testing it. I wasn't able to see the earlier title list, but apparently there's a see history. So maybe we can see more. We've got information going down here. What does this do? And okay, maybe I'm going to test it with another video, but let's just see a comparison side by side. So what we've got on the left is what it's come up with. It's a good set of titles. Now, where it's a little different to what I've done in the past is that when I generated the titles the first time around, I kind of liked this particular one for the video. It's lost my job, found my purpose. Here's what I did. But I had access to conversational bot because I was in ChatGPT, and I was actually able to improve this particular title. And where that ultimately got to was this video where, according to vidIQ, it had a 91 score. And one of the things I've just noticed right now is that it's unlisted. I had it unlisted because there were people that I was communicating with, and I didn't want to tell them that I had lost my job, mainly because for me, this all happened a month and a half ago. This is why I'm in Chiang Mai, and ended up with this great opportunity. But after 4 years, there was also a little bit of ego busting going on because of the job I was in. But that said, we're here. We've got on the right the titles that you can see and the improvements I can have because of conversational capability. We've got the titles that are here on the left. And earlier on, I was looking to see how I could implement chat capabilities into this, which was the reason I actually lost all the information, which I talked about earlier in the video. But what we'll do is we'll come back to this particular list. We'll go to D videos right here, and we'll find another one to work with. So let's go with B10. And in here, if we look for that title again, we've got another set of data that we can use. So synthesizing multi-conversational chats. And is it a case of we can just update it? I think we can. Yep, all pretty easy. We'll just press submit on that. And while that's generating whatever it's doing, we can go and have a look at what I had originally. Streamline ChatGPT chats into actionable documents. And what have we got here? So there we go. So the original one we just did is down here. And we've got the new one going on right here, which is pretty cool. Now, another thing to notice is that the history of, we can click on this particular one if you want to go to them quickly. Now, if you're actually interested in that particular video, like I said, I've just made it public right now. It got a bunch of views in the first week and then I just turned it off. So let's go back and look at one more aspect of this system. So one of the things you notice on this page is that you've got this beautiful image. We've got a title, getting started. And this is all customizable. I'm going to do another video on that in the future, but I think we just need to look at the usage. It's not quite showing you exactly what's going on. We've got the total users is 2. 1 users today, 2 users today, and we can see the information going on. But this is from the public-facing aspect of it. It doesn't include the actual tests we did. If we move over to the dashboard, we've got information here. You click on the username, you'll be taken over to this page where you can see the actual pricing, and you can see the actual credits we used, which is 4 have been used, 2 in testing, 2 as part of the little micro application that we've published to the internet for people to use. So that's Pickaxe. What we've done is we've created our YouTube title generator. It's a little tool that's been hooked up to a little website. In the next video, what I'll do is I'll play around with a little bit of the designs and create another workflow just to see how flexible this is in other sorts of situations. But if you want to work with me one-on-one, then just head over to Appy Dave. There's a book a call button that you can click on, and that will take you to an area where we can have a discovery call or just work one-on-one strategy session on prompt engineering or AI agent workflows. I'm Appy Dave. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.